You're not just building a business, you're building a life that allows you to thrive. But here's something most of us who are high achieving don't realize, and that is your schedule isn't the problem. It's the hidden energy leaks that are undermining you, that are draining your time, that are draining your focus, and they're draining your clarity. You might be checking off the tasks, right? Your to do list, with ease. You might be hitting your goals, and you might be showing up every single day, but something still feels off. Your focus isn't as sharp. Your decision making feels slower. And by the time you sit down to relax, you're already thinking about the next thing, or maybe thinking backwards like, ooh, did I do that right? Is there something that I missed? Could I have done something better? The problem is that your energy is leaking in ways you don't even realize. And that's why today we're covering the early warning signs of energy drain you might be overlooking so that you can stop feeling exhausted before the day even starts and wake up clear-headed and ready to go. Two, we're going to talk about how to track and protect your energy like a high-level leader so that you can close your laptop at 2 p.m. without the guilt and actually enjoy your personal life, the life that you're building. And three, we're going to talk about small strategic shifts to prevent burnout before it starts, even if it's not on your radar, so that you can have the freedom to take real breaks, make time for what matters, and stop running on empty. Now, if you've ever had a day where you got things done, but you still felt drained, or if you've ever looked at your calendar and felt like there was just no space left for you, this is definitely for you. Because as a high performer, it isn't just about managing your time. It's about managing your energy, mastering that part of your life so that you can actually enjoy the life that you're working so hard to create. Hi, I'm Leslie Gadat, self-care strategist for high-achieving women, coaches, consultants, and wellness leaders who are scaling their businesses and their impact, but they don't want to do it at the cost of their time, their energy, their alignment, their well-being. I help women just like you master your time, your energy, your emotional resilience, and focus in a way that works for how you think, create, and lead. Now, traditional self-care wasn't really built for high-level decision makers because you're not looking for the fluff, right? You're looking for foundational strategic solutions that support your lifestyle. In fact, I believe that traditional self-care wasn't designed for women balancing leadership, personal commitments, and the mental load that comes with success. And it doesn't address deeper energy leaks that really make you feel like you're always on, the on button never goes off and you're never really fully present. And so that's why today we're not talking about those surface level self-care things like the spa days or taking a vacation, which are all nice. They're great. Actually, what we're going to be talking today about is the energy mastery part of it. The foundational pieces that help you make decisions with clarity. They help you protect your bandwidth and ensure that every ounce of your emotional energy is working for you, not against you. So let's talk about what energy drain actually looks like, because here's the thing. It doesn't announce itself as exhaustion right away. Mentally, it starts with small shifts, things that seem normal, like minor at first, but slowly they start to chip away at your mental clarity, your physical stamina, and your emotional resilience. And if you don't catch them early enough, they begin stealing your time. They steal your focus and even your ability to enjoy the life outside of work, right? It's where you start to feel brain fog, struggling to process information, where even the small decisions feel overwhelming. Or you're working hard, but it just feels misaligned. Like you're busy, but you don't feel productive. You might even be replaying conversations in your head, questioning decisions that you've made, or even second guessing yourself more than usual. And then it moves on from the mind to your body, where you find yourself waking up tired, pushing through your day and feeling sluggish even after a full night's sleep. You find yourself craving, the coffee or the sweets, looking for anything, that quick energy fix, but they don't actually help. And you might even experience tension, headaches, tight shoulders, or even lingering fatigue, which is your body's way of telling you that something is off. And then emotionally, your energy feels off. Even when everything looks good on paper, looks good from the outside, right? You start finding yourself snapping at small things, feeling irritated more often, like it's like you have a very short fuse. And even when life should be good, something feels off because you're hitting your goals, right? You're checking all the boxes, but it's not landing the way it used to. And it feels more like you've lost your joy. Now, this is the sneakiest sign because it doesn't look like burnout, right? It looks like you're going through the motions. You're still achieving, right? You're still showing up. You're still moving forward, but something feels off. Maybe you just got back from a trip, as an example, or you hit a big business milestone, or you reached a personal milestone. But instead of feeling energized and joyful, you feel drained, overwhelmed, or even numb. And then you just start wondering things like, why don't I feel more excited? Like, why don't I feel like celebrating? And that in itself becomes exhausting. So, does any of this sound familiar? So now that we've talked about the sneaky signs of energy drain, let's take it a step further because here's the thing. Not all fatigue is the same. It's one thing to feel tired after a long day, right? But it's another thing to wake up already exhausted before the day even starts, right? So this distinction is key because if you don't recognize the difference, you might think you're just, you need more rest when what you actually need is a shift in how you manage your energy, right? It's not just about managing, it's really about becoming a master of your own time and energy. But how do you do that? Because think about this, fatigue is normal. Chronic energy drain isn't normal. For example, let's look at normal fatigue. You work hard, you feel tired, you rest, and you bounce back, right? Energy drain, on the other hand, is when you rest, but you still feel tired, you still feel sluggish, you feel that you're unfocused, and like you're dragging your feet throughout your day. The difference, when you're just tired, rest helps, right? But when you're drained, rest isn't enough. And that's because energy drain isn't just about what you're doing. It's about what's pulling at your energy beneath the surface. Things like overcommitting without assessing alignment, saying yes out of obligation instead of intention, filling your plate with things that don't actually serve your goals or your priorities. And maybe you're afraid to say no, right? Because you've been that person all your life that said yes, and you just have a hard time saying no. But that really, all that does is it overwhelms you when you fill your plate too much. Or poor energy management, where you're not just busy, you're busy in ways that don't match your natural energy flow. So instead of working in rhythm with your peak energy times, your day is stacked with back to back to back demands that leaves no space to recover. And then when it comes to mental clutter, you're holding on to making decisions, meaning it's like, oh, do I or don't I? And you keep going over in your head, going over the pros and the cons, maybe landing on the cons more, and you stay stuck there, or you're second guessing every move that you're making, or over analyzing every situation and spending valuable time and energy on things that aren't actually moving you forward. So let me ask you, have you ever woken up tired even after a full night's sleep? I mean, maybe you got in an incredible 8 to 9 hours, but you still wake up exhausted. That's a sign that something needs correction, which means it's important for you to take a moment to check in with yourself on where you are out of alignment. The question is, when you feel this way, do you take time to check in with yourself, or do you just keep moving along, hoping that it's another day, that you'll get through it, and hopefully everything will all work out as it should? And is that who you are? Because that could be a telling sign about why you find yourself in this space where maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed, unfocused, unmotivated, tired all the time, not paying attention to your patterns, right? So now that we've covered how energy drain sneaks up on you, I want to talk about how to take control of your energy before it controls you. Because for high achieving women, simply managing your energy is not enough. You want to be in command of it. You want to direct it where it's needed most, right? So that you can show up fully, whether it's for your clients, whether it's for your family, even if it's just for things for yourself. You want mental clarity, decision-making power, and the ability to be fully present in both your work and your personal life. Now, the good news is you don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul to make that happen. Instead, I want to share with you some strategic shifts that can help you protect your bandwidth and align your energy for high impact results. So, shift number one, track your energy like a CEO. If you're a high level leader, you don't just track your time and money, right? You track your energy too, because you know that energy fuels performance. And you know that what this gives you is the clarity to make high level decisions with confidence, right? To have more control over your schedule instead of your schedule managing you, and the awareness to redirect your energy towards what actually moves the needle. So if you need help with this, my suggestions for tracking your energy are check in on your energy like you check in on your business priorities, right? Use the red, yellow, green system, where green equals clear, focused, fully present. Asking yourself, how do I feel? Or yellow means managing, but not necessarily thriving, like you're just getting by, right? And red is drained, struggling to focus, feeling stretched too thin. And look for those patterns so that you can effectively start to notice what drains you and what fuels you, so that you can make any necessary shifts for you for your overall well-being. Now, the goal isn't to be so hyper focused to stay in the green zone all day. That is stressful, and to even think about that your mind's always going to be, oh, I have to be in the green zone, I got to be in the green zone. Really, it's more about helping you recognize when you're shifting into, whether it's yellow, and then, so that you can course correct if you're getting into yellow where you're kind of just managing, before you get all the way into red where it's like, oh, danger zone, right? So it's really helping to help you recognize when you're shifting into the yellow or red zone, so that you can course correct early. So do you know? Do you know when you feel the most clear and in control of your energy? And is this something that you've even thought about or never thought about? Like, have you ever even started to pay attention to how you even feel lately? Are you starting to feel off, and now it's got your attention, and now you're starting to trying to say, okay, how do I figure this out? Right? These are things that you want to start really paying attention, because the only person that can help you course correct, I should say, the only person that has the potential, or I should say, only person that has control over whether you course correct or not, is yourself, because no one can make you do anything that you don't want to do. Even if you're given suggestions, you have to want it for you, right? That's why when people say to you, yes, join my program, or take my course, when you want those shifts to happen, those transformations to happen, you have to put in the work, because no one can make you do it, right? It comes down to you being actively participating. So it's actively participating in your life. Now, solution number 2 is to adjust your energy inputs and outputs. Adjust your energy inputs and outputs. You don't need more time, okay? You need the right energy at the right moment, so that you can be fully present in what you're doing personally or professionally, right? When you start to take notice and you learn to make adjustments that promote energy saving, what this helps you with is it gives you the ability to power through your work without feeling mentally drained by 2 p.m., that afternoon slump. It gives you the space to fully enjoy time with your family and your personal moments without your mind still stuck in work mode, right? And it helps you have more strategic energy flow, so that you're operating at your best when it actually counts. So what you want to do is pair your energy draining tasks with energy boosting habits. Meaning, if you need to deliver high level work, do it after movement or deep breathing or a short recharge, making sure that you are setting yourself up for success. So if you just had a meeting and you know that you have another in an hour, give yourself some time to really reset and get yourself ready for that next meeting by giving yourself a break. A lot of the time people go back to back to back to back to back meetings. And I know because I've spoken to many of you who do this, and you know that your energy gets drained a lot because of this. And it's learning to make sure that really that you not only like master that energy piece, but the time piece is that time is your most valuable commodity. And with energy, when you bring that energy source into it and you look after you, there's no stopping, right? What you can do, because you're protecting your time, you're utilizing your time wisely, you're putting your energy in and focusing on those time slots when it's important, using your energy well with your time, right? So it could also, when you're getting ready, it's not about also saying, oh, I'm hungry in between meetings, I'm going to go have a Snickers bar or Mars bar or something like that. Those are great. I love them. I think they're very tasty. But if you want to have that energy boost that's not going to have a crash, because we know sugar does that, right? So you want to have something that's going to be nutritional. So eating something that's good for you, that's going to give you the energy. It's going to satisfy your hunger and also give you the energy so that you can go through into your next meeting and you feel your body's been taken care of, your brain's been taken care of, because your brain also consumes your calories. And then also you've reset your mind and you've given yourself a break. If you have a stack of calls, right? Another thing is to build in micro recovery breaks so that you're not mentally fried afterwards. And it's really important that you learn to recognize your energy shifts. If you're feeling scattered, pause before making decisions. Reactive choices, all they do is they create unnecessary stress, right? And they can have us making choices, making a decision around something that we might not be ready to decide yes or no or not right now on. But if we are in the reactive mode, we're feeling scattered and we just ought to all of a sudden just make that decision, we could have as like, for example, if you're buying, let's talk about enrolling in a program, you might have buyer's remorse. Or if you go out shopping, like I used to do a lot of retail shopping, retail therapy shopping. And that was because in the moment, I felt good. But I also had buyer's remorse because it's like, why did I spend something that I don't even really like that much? It's not something that I needed, right? So something to think about. If you're in the middle, let's say, of a midday slump, it's not about another coffee break. It's really about energy realignment. And also, just know that you don't need to push through, okay? What is best for you really is to adjust so that your energy is always working for you. So thinking on this, what's one way you could make a small shift in your day to protect your energy? And really take some time and think about it, because again, the really first step is awareness, is becoming more aware of like your patterns, and then saying, okay, how can I shift so that my patterns support me, my habits support me rather than undermining me? Okay, now solution number 3 is audit your calendar for energy alignment. Yes, this is so important. Your schedule should be designed for performance, not just productivity, okay? And I use the word should here because this is about your well-being, and that's so important. When you take time to strategically set up your week and each day of your week, having clarity on what goes on there, not overloading yourself, not overwhelming yourself with back-to-back meetings or huge undertakings that take up a lot of time and energy, what that can give you is the ability to close your laptop at 2 p.m. and be fully present with your family without the guilt, right? Going to the park with your kids, not thinking, oh my gosh, did I forget to do something, right? Instead, you have clarity, focus, you designed your day to support you. It can help give you more strategic work sessions so that you're not wasting mental energy on the wrong things or on things that you could delegate. And a schedule that supports your energy, not drains it, is so important, because here's what, when you have a schedule, again, that supports your energy and doesn't drain it, what that does is it allows you to feel good at the end of your day. Like, oh, okay, I got the things done that I needed to get done, that I wanted to get done, but I also feel good. I feel energized. I'm not drained. I'm not sluggish. I'm not exhausted, right? Because the point here is really for quality of life. So here's what I would suggest. Match your schedule to your natural energy flow. Now, I've talked about this before on my live videos. I've talked about whether you're a sprinter or a marathoner, and I'll give you a quick overview. So a sprinter is someone who can work in short bursts of time and needs to take multiple breaks throughout the day. So a short sprint could be like you work for 45 minutes to an hour, and then you need to take a 10, 15-minute break. And you need to do this each time. Like, this is a habit that you infuse into your day, and it supports you. Now, I'm a sprinter, so that works for me. And even some of my breaks are a little bit longer than 15 minutes. Sometimes they're 30 minutes. And so that, understanding that is also very helpful. Also, if you're a marathoner, on the other hand, you might be that person who's like, okay, I actually have the energy capacity, because you do, to work a little bit longer. So you might work 90 minutes to 120 minutes, and then you take like maybe a 15, 20-minute break. And then and that helps you reset, and then you can go back at it again. So meaning you can actually block out bigger chunks of time than someone who's a sprinter, because your energy matches, your energy supports that. But someone who's a sprinter like myself, my energy wouldn't support, like I'd say, like a 4-hour block of time. I would need to break it up, right? So knowing this is so important, because it can allow you to be really super clear in how you structure your days, so that you don't put and the other thing is too, also knowing your energy. So I forgot to explain that. Knowing your energy, your energy type, I guess. Maybe you're that person who has a lot of energy first thing in the morning, meaning, and you have the most bandwidth in the morning to your focus, your thinking, you putting on your thinking cap, and you're able to do really dialed in, deep focus work first, in the morning. So that's where you would put your time and your energy. That's where you would then focus your bigger goals, your tasks that you have. Now, it's not always going to work out that way, just to be clear, but you can still support yourself, even if you have the morning is your best time, but you have that group focused meeting in the afternoon going over something. You can still set yourself up for success by making sure that you eat well, hydrate well, eat well, getting in those breaks throughout your day, so that you're not going in there exhausted with brain fog, right? You can still take care of yourself that way. But it's just knowing that your energy type, whether you're a sprinter or a marathoner, whether you work really great first thing in the morning, or maybe you're an afternoon person, or maybe knowing how you work energetically is going to be really helpful, because then what that does, it helps you to not put deep focus work during your lowest energy times, right? Or it helps you not to stack meetings if they leave you mentally wiped out, not having back-to-back meetings. It also built-in energy protecting margins, meaning space between calls, so that you're not running on fumes, helps you to not, to have a moment's time for yourself, so that before you go into another meeting. Otherwise, if you have those back-to-back meetings, it's like you can't catch your breath. And also another thing is white space. I truly believe having white space on your calendar is a self-care tool. You don't have to fill every moment of every second of your day, right? You don't have to have like every piece of your time slots filled out. You can actually have white space for thinking, for strategizing, for refueling, like taking care of you, just relaxing. Right. And so this is really important. And reassessing what you're doing as often as possible is really going to be helpful for you. So check in with your schedule. Are you spending time on the right things, right? Are you prioritizing what actually creates the results that you want? Are you overcommitting to things that don't align, right? That could be something else too, saying yes to things that really don't really align with what you're doing right now. Are you doing things that someone else could be doing that would free up your time? And then also, if you do have other people helping you, are you micromanaging them, which defeats the whole purpose of delegating, right? So it's really like looking at what your processes are, so that you can start really learning to master how you use your time and your energy to support you rather than to undermine you. Now, a calendar designed around energy, not just your tasks, is the difference between thriving and running on fumes. So what's one way you could adjust your schedule to protect your energy this week? And also, if you do delegate, how can you make sure that you're not that person micromanaging every step of the way? Because what that does is it eats up your valuable time and energy, and instead allow yourself to focus on the things that you need and want to focus on. So it's not about getting stuff done, not just about getting stuff done, okay? It's about getting things done in a way that works for you, that's productive, that moves the needle, that makes you feel like you've accomplished something, that also doesn't have you second guessing your decisions and thinking about something after you've clocked off for the day, right? No one wants to go back through their mind like, oh my gosh, did I do this? Did I do it right? Was it good enough? Or being woken up out of a dead sleep and panicking, right? When you track, when you adjust and align your energy, you gain more than just focus. You gain the control over your time, your decisions, and how you show up in your life and your business. Now, high performance isn't about pushing harder. It's about managing your energy like you do with your time, which you know is your most valuable asset. And when you operate from aligned energy, you don't just avoid exhaustion. You make clearer decisions, right? You move faster on what matters, and you create space for things that actually you want in life. So it's not about doing more. It's about structuring your time and your energy so that you can close your laptop at 2 p.m. You know, I talk a lot about that, but so you can do that if that's your time of day, or 3, whatever that is for you. So you can go to the park and play with your kids without feeling like you're falling behind on work. Or maybe finally take that 3-day weekend you keep promising yourself without rescheduling it for yet another week. Or shutting down early for the day so that you can get ready, get your hair done and get ready for date night with your hubby, and not feel exhausted that by 8 p.m. you're done and ready to turn in for the night. When you take control of your energy, everything shifts because you stop wasting time on things that drain you, and you start redirecting your energy to where it actually creates results. You stop feeling like work is running your life, and you start designing a schedule that supports your well-being and also supports your success. And you stop pushing yourself through to exhaustion and start showing up as your sharpest, clearest, most focused self. So let me ask you, is this the time of life is this the kind of life that you're living today? Like, are you thriving? You're doing all of the things that I've talked about, like taking care of you? Or is there something of still like you're feeling like it's off and you can't quite put your finger on it? If you're living your best life, I just want to say congrats, because that really makes me feel happy, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to have quality of life, living your best life, having a business, or even if you work corporate, just, working in the job you have or the business that you have, having that working well so that when you transition into your personal life, everything is great. But if you're feeling like some things could shift and you're not sure where to start, then I encourage you to book a wellness strategy session with me, and we can take a deep dive into where your biggest energy leaks are so that you can stop wasting bandwidth on things that don't move you forward. We'll talk about how to realign your schedule to work for you, not the other way around, so that you can have the freedom to unplug without falling behind. And we'll talk about some strategic shifts that will help you stay clear, focused, and in control of your energy every single day. This is your opportunity to build a high-performance energy strategy that actually supports how you think, how you create, and how you lead. So if this speaks to where you're at, send me a message and I'll send you the link to book your complimentary wellness strategy session so that we can map out a plan that works for you. So again, you're watching on YouTube, go into the About section. You'll find my email in there. Send me an email and I'll send you the link to book your strategy session. If you're on LinkedIn, just send me a message directly here on LinkedIn, and I can send you the link to book your complimentary strategy session. Remember, as a high-achieving woman, you don't want to wait until burnout forces you to slow down, especially if it's never really been on your radar before, because usually what most people are focused on are the symptoms and not paying attention to the patterns. You want to take command of your time, your energy, and focus before exhaustion ever becomes an option, because energy mastery isn't about doing less. It's about doing what matters more and better. So it's about really about how you take care of your energy. It's about owning your time so that you can close your laptop at 2 and spend the afternoons again with your kids without being on edge and snapping at them, or it's also about having the mental clarity so that you can make quick, confident decisions instead of overthinking every move you make. And it's about being fully present at dinner with your family, not mentally running through tomorrow's to-do list. And the best part is it's possible for you. The real question is, are you living that version of yourself? And if you're not, what's stopping you? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.